Good evening. Heavy rain continuing to work its way northwards across the country overnight. On high ground to the north of the central belt, falling as sleet and snow, certainly on some higher road routes, a little bit wintry through the early hours. Windy in the northwest as well, certainly around the coast. Temperatures there, low single digits. To tomorrow, Christmas Eve, and that overnight rain still with us in the far north, pushing towards Orkney. Elsewhere, dry with some bright spells through the course of the afternoon before more showery rain pushes in from the southwest. Temperatures tomorrow around about 6 to 8 Celsius for many, but in the south 9 or 10, so really quite mild. Into tomorrow night, and heavy downpours working their way north and northeastwards across the country. Looking ahead to Sunday, this is Christmas Day. Some sunshine for Aberdeen, Inverness towards Stornoway and Orkney, but central and southern Scotland a cloudy start and then rain arriving through the course of the afternoon, certainly after lunch. Temperatures around 4 degrees in Inverness there, close to 8 towards Dumfries. And then as we head into Christmas Day night, we start to introduce colder northwest winds, bringing in colder air and also some wintry showers across the Highlands and Islands from 9 p.m. A Met Office yellow warning in force for the risk of some snow showers and some ice. That's the forecast for now.
Hello there. Although the run-up to Christmas looks mild for most parts of the UK, the cold air is not too far away, and this band of rain, it pushed across all parts on Friday. 10 to 15 millimetres fell in many areas. It is now turning to snow over the Scottish high grounds as it's running in to that cold air. So a few centimetres building up, possibly a smattering at lower levels. Elsewhere, just 1 or 2 showers through the remainder of the night, but temperatures largely holding above freezing, except where we've got the wintry weather over the hills of the north. It could be a bit chilly elsewhere, first thing, a little bit of mist and fog where the winds have fallen lighter. But generally, quite a lot of cloud again, Scotland, Northern Ireland. That weather front staggers into the Northern Isles and remains there really for much of the day, so quite chilly here. Elsewhere, showers, heavy ones, slow moving, Scotland, Northern Ireland to northern western fringes of England and Wales, but very few further east. A lot of dry weather, mild and milder than we had on Friday across Scotland. And we keep an awful lot of showery activity through Christmas Eve night into Christmas Day. As you can see, these bands of showers slow moving, and there's the potential on Christmas Day, certainly through the second half of the day, of some more persistent rain spreading up across the southern half of the UK, showers elsewhere, but perhaps brighter skies pushing into Scotland. And with it, that colder air returning. For most, as you can see, it's mild, particularly with cloudier skies and wetter weather to contend with. But it does mean that we might see a white Christmas across some northwestern parts of Scotland as those showers turn to snow. But that's more likely then overnight into Boxing Day, because it looks like then we'll see the Arctic air return, pushing its way southwards. So for all of us, Boxing Day looks colder, but over Scotland, with the increasing chance of snow showers falling onto cold ground, it could be really quite icy if you're travelling. So we start on a pretty chilly note, actually. A colder night to come, Christmas night into Boxing Day. And a colder day for all of us, but some bright sunshine once our potential rain and cloud clears away, just dragging its heels away from the south and east. And then the wintry showers on that northwesterly push a bit further south. Real mix, hail, rain, sleet, snow, but onto the frozen ground. Could be treacherously icy in places, and a colder day, as you can see, but a short-lived colder snap, because as we head towards the new year, the milder southwesterlies return with strong winds to go with those areas of low pressure. The warnings are online. Hello there. We've once again seen some very mild weather through the latter part of the week, which will continue through the weekend as well. High pressures keeping things drier still across southern parts of Europe after what was a pretty wet start to December. Further north, the rain instead is becoming problematical. The ground's saturated, and we'll continue to see some localised flooding. Lots of spray and standing water for those travelling at this time of year. It's still cold enough for snow up across Scandinavia, up into Finland. Further south and east, it's a little bit drier. Sunday, although we'll see some showers around the Levant region. But for Cyprus and Turkey, it's a largely dry picture Saturday. Heavy showers around or longer spells of rain across the Balkans as well, and across northwestern parts of both Spain and Portugal. But it's in this envelope to the south where we've got that very mild air, lots of misty, drizzly weather, fog over the hills as well. But still -10 in Oslo, as you can see. We've still got that cold air around, so once the rain does arrive into that cold air, there'll be further snowfall across parts of Sweden and parts of Norway. But again, as I say, further south it's just very mild, and that has been quite a change, of course, through the week. We've got more rain heading towards parts of Turkey, though, as you can see. So for Dublin, those temperatures rise and stay high, stay on the mild side as we go into the new week. And for Copenhagen, they're lifting a little bit more as well. But we do have some chilly air around further north and east, but you can see there for Sofia some fine dry weather. It turns chillier midweek. Hello there. Some wet weather is due for the northern half of the Middle East as we go through the weekend. Let's start with Africa first of all, where the wettest weather is likely through parts of Tanzania into Mozambique, Madagascar, Malawi, Zambia. And then we're also going to pick up this line of showers, low pressure close to the southeast of Africa, affecting Eswatini and Lesotho as well. So those are some of the wettest areas. We will see fewer showers than you would normally across some of the equatorial belts. Quite cool coming into the northeast. A few showers here. That's because of the breeze off the Mediterranean. Western areas a little bit warmer, although the Canaries and Madeira will start to see some more unsettled weather and some showers. But for Monrovia, those showers are here. For Algiers, after that warmth, temperatures will fall away a little as we move into next week. Now, looking towards Alexandria, I mentioned a few showers here. That's certainly true, isn't it? In Kampala, Dar es Salaam as well, seeing some heavy, even some thundery showers in the coming few days. Wouldn't like to rule out some in Maputo. Now, we have got those showers coming in through the Levant, as I say, also affecting parts of the Red Sea coast, but likely to affect Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and Iraq, and then into Iran. And there could be an awful lot of rain, gusty winds, so some lifted and blowing dust. The Zagros Mountains could see as much as 20-30 centimetres of snow in some of those heavier downpours. So flooding at lower levels in these heavy showers that you can see forecast for both Beirut and Tel Aviv. Hello there. Red warnings remain in force because of the dense fog forecast across New Delhi, Chad, Haryana and up into Punjab too. That's not shown on the satellite picture, but this grabs the attention. This is a subtropical low, a depression sat in the Bay of Bengal, which has been very slow moving for the last couple of days, but it continues to edge its way towards Cormoran and into Sri Lanka, or towards Sri Lanka. It'll just keep throwing lots of rain here and across parts of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and as far north probably as Odisha as we go through the weekend. So some lively showers and thunderstorms, some gusty winds as well to watch out for. Let's say further north, that fog very persistent and causing concern, keeping it cool. Temperatures across central parts of Asia not as low as they have been in Nur Sultan, -9 degrees Celsius. And actually, they may well pick up temperatures in the coming few days. We've got some slightly milder air across the likes of Azerbaijan, which will trickle or push gradually eastwards. Plenty of sunshine for the Western Ghats. You can see that 30 degrees in Mumbai. Some showers for the Maldives, but really quite wet again for Sri Lanka and up into eastern parts of India, southern India, eastern parts in particular. A few showers as well, as you saw there over the Himalayas. For Almaty, as you can see, those temperatures are just rising a little bit. Do watch out. We've got that fog risk in New Delhi. I wouldn't like to rule out some showers in Mali either over the coming few days. And those showers then do get up into Chennai. Very wet in Colombo. Hello. The remains of Tropical Storm Ellie across northern territories of Australia will give some really wet weather in the coming few days, particularly as it moves inland. We've also got some wet weather, as you can see, through the Pacific Islands. It's the cold weather and the snow still causing the issues across parts of Korea, and Japan will continue to feed that northerly wind across the Sea of Japan, throwing lots of showers into Honshu and Hokkaido as well. Not as wintry further south, but certainly chilly, and chilly across Korea as well. Only 7 degrees in Shanghai, 1 in Beijing, and look at that in Ulaanbaatar. So some further snow for the interior, a coolish 15 in Hong Kong, but some dry weather here, and for Taipei hopefully, but lots of wet weather close by to the Philippines, running through Borneo and towards Brunei, and also across Sulawesi and Jakarta, lots of heavy showers. You can see them as well in the forecast for Singapore. Remains pretty cold, doesn't it, in Seoul, and temperatures still around the 10s to 12 mark in Tokyo. Here's the remains of that storm I talked about across Northern Territories. Also really quite wet through parts of Queensland. Lots of showers to come here, hot and humid, and the heat's building across the west and southern parts of Australia in the coming few days and pushing its way further eastwards. As for New Zealand, yes, there are a few showers around, 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder in those heavier showers, but still some dry weather. We need to look to next week potentially towards the north, where we could have a tropical low coming in, but that's a way off and we'll keep you posted. Hello there. There are some showers to come across parts of Central America. Let's head to South America though, because once again there are warnings out across Brazil, the heart of Brazil, and stretching right the way across into Bolivia, Paraguay. This area of low pressure developing close to Bolivia will really enhance the rains. And then we've got this next section of wet weather moving away from the river plate and more heavy mountain snow to come across the Andes. So there are areas of concern, but clearly for those areas that have had absolutely saturation because of the rains in recent months are clearly a concern for flash flooding. You can see those rains through parts of Bolivia, right the way down through Paraguay, the heart of Brazil, southern and eastern areas where we've had landslides and flash flooding already. Fairly wet through Saturday around the River Plate in Buenos Aires, and then that moves northwards. And we've got more rain to come, as I say, across Patagonia. So for the likes of Sao Paulo, yes, it may ease for a time, but there's more rain due, as you can see, early next week. The rain clears from Buenos Aires, and then we'll see some sunshine coming through. As I say, there is a major storm across the USA, and the tail end of that with its showers affecting parts of the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, into El Salvador, Guatemala, parts of Cuba as well. But elsewhere, the showers are dotted around across central parts of America. There's a lot of warm sunshine through the Caribbean islands, for example, but there will be further showers for the likes of Havana and for Mexico City. More as ever on the website. Exceptionally cold weather and a severe winter storm is gripping North America. It's brutally cold. That cold Arctic air has come right the way down to North Florida. Wind chills reportedly -50 Fahrenheit, which means that stepping outside, frostbite could occur within a matter of minutes. On the coastline up into the northeast, the Canadian Maritimes, potential flooding, large waves, but it's going to batter the northeast and central and eastern parts from the northern plains across the Midwest to the northeast. And further west, it's not plain sailing either. We've got low pressure moving into some of that cold air, so giving freezing rain. We could see some very icy conditions, heavy snow across the mountains, the Rockies, into the northwest of the United States. A little quieter further south and west. Actually, temperatures will start to rise later in the weekend, but as you can see, it's still pretty cold. It's really wet in Vancouver as well. Temperatures are 8 or 9, so higher than they were earlier in the week, and temperatures in Dallas rising. But as I say, some dangerously cold weather, whiteout conditions, exceptionally dangerous travel conditions, of course, and potentially power outages and trees down because those winds are really incredibly strong as well. So that, as I say, that dangerous wind chill. Showers towards the south, that cold air with some frost expected across Florida as well as we go through the weekend. There's more on the website.